had a vision in Amityville. I had a premonition of your death.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, the great people of Biafra. Good morning, the great people of Africa. It is another new day. It is another new edition of this gospel of freedom. Because we must continue. We must continue. Whatever we can do, whatever we are going to do to make sure that we achieve this freedom of mankind, we must continue doing it. But while you are joining us, kindly invite others to join. Invite other people to join us. As you can see, it is home. So we are taking that advantage of sitting at home to have some rest all over the world. So as you can see, I am also doing my sit at home because this freedom that we are fighting for, so many people does not understand the importance of this freedom that we are fighting for. It is only those who understand, it is only those who knows the value or the benefit that comes with freedom. They are the only people who will take everything that you are doing seriously. But those ignorant people, they will never ever take you serious. But we must continue. It is 57 minutes on top of the hour, which is 3 minutes to the next hour. We are live and we are direct. As so many people are celebrating the contraption, the zoological republic called Nigeria. As so many people are celebrating the colonial enclave called Nigeria. We are sitting at home, and we must continue sitting at home because it is very, very necessary. It is very, very important. We must continue sitting at home to fight for what belongs to us, to fight for our heritage, to fight for whom we are, to fight for our next generation, to fight for our future. That is the reason why you are sitting at home, and that is the reason why you should sit at home. Because the fight that you are not able to achieve today, that same fight, your next generation might not be able to fight it. Because it took you how long to realize that you are enslaved? You know how long it took you to understand or to realize what you are doing today? It took you so many years to realize that. So now that you have realized, you need freedom. It is very, very important that you go for that freedom without looking back. That is the reason why you find me sitting at home. That is the reason why you find me laying on my bed, because I want freedom. Freedom is so heavenly, and that is the reason why you should never relent. You should never relent. You should make sure that you keep moving, If the next person is not moving with you, drag them along. Make sure you drag them along. And while you are coming in, kindly share the video for other people to join us. We are going to see the president's speech about the 61 years anniversary of the enslavement of Zoological Republic. So we are going to hear from the president to see what he has to say, and we are going to see the response from the other people, other leaders in Nigeria. We are going to listen and analyze whatever they are going to say, because this is Nigeria at 61, more than 6 decades of enslavement, more than 6 decades of slavery. They have been British subject for more than 6 decades. And they are proud to lift that flag, green, white, green. They're lifting it up, flying it on the air, because they are British subject. And they are not even, in fact, the problem of Nigeria is that they are wallowing on their ignorance. They keep wallowing in their ignorance. That's the reason why they will never achieve anything good. Inflation is swallowing the country. Very soon, the Nigeria currency will be valueless. Very soon, you will start using dollars in Nigeria. You are going to start using American dollars in Nigeria. Very, very soon, because the inflation is going to swallow up your currency. Nigeria at 61. And yet, Nigeria at 61, you are celebrating it instead of sitting at home. These leaders that you see today fly themselves in and out of abroad. When they are sick, they travel abroad to go and get medical checkup only. They travel abroad using whose money? The taxpayers' money, the VAT payers' money. Those are the same money they are using to fly abroad. When a contract is given or is awarded, they will never fund the contract. They will take the money that they're supposed to use to fund this contract. They will use it to fly themselves abroad. They will use it and launder it to abroad. Inflation is swallowing your economy. Inflation is making everything go high in Nigeria. And yet, you are celebrating Nigeria at 60. Are you guys listening to yourselves? Nigeria at 60. Let us see, you see a lot of dead bodies piling all over the place. And yet, this is Nigeria at 60. Dead bodies piling all over the place. These are the people who died in the north. These are the people who are being buried. Mass burial is happening in the north. Apart from the ones who are dying for COVID, mass burial is happening in the north, killed by the bandit. These were killed by the bandit in the north. And you can see one of the Catholic something. It is not all about religion. This is all about colonization. This is all about taking over the damnable Zoological Republic. That is the reason why everything that is happening. Nigeria at 61. What is it that you have achieved in the past 6 decades? Why would you be proud to call yourself a Nigerian, yet you are celebrating Nigeria at 61? Let us listen to the speech of the president. We will be able to hear from him, to hear what he has to say, and we are going to break it down, because apparently I haven't listened to it. I just came across it. I thought I might share it with you as well. Let's see if I will be able to play it.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, the Senate President, Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, Chairman, Nigerian Governors Forum, former Vice President, members of the National Assembly, members of the Federal Chief Council, members of the diplomatic community, royal fathers, captains of industry, religious leaders, senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to be addressing you today as we conclude the activities marking our 6th anniversary celebration as a nation. Looking at the activities lined up for today's event gives me a great deal of comfort that no matter challenges we face, as we go through the nation building process, we would always come out better. Nigeria is undoubtedly a blessed nation with abundant human and natural resources, and by a very rich socio-cultural diversity, which needs to be positively harnessed to forge a greater Nigeria. For this diversity to translate into positive gains that would ensure an inclusive, equitable, and sustainable growth requires that we Nigerians consistently embrace the ethics and values that unite us in spite of our.
Are you listening to your president? They want to bring back equity according to them, as they have been saying it in the last 6 decades. They want to ensure that there is equity and justice. What happened to the last 6 decades of your life? What happened to the people who have fallen in that spoiling with your life? That these people have been playing games with your life. And he came here in the podium to lie to you. When they talk about this Nigeria at 61, they are not actually talking about the people who have fallen because of the same Nigeria at 61. They aren't talking about those ones who have fallen in all this time that they have been playing games with your lives. These people, they don't even have backbone. These politicians that you have in your Nigeria at 60, these guys, they don't have chill. These guys, they don't have human conscience. They don't have conscience. These wicked Lucifers. That no matter how much you cry, it does not matter to them. No matter how much you cry, it does not matter to them. Kelechuku, God bless you, my brother. God bless you. God bless you for the acknowledgement. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. You must keep that coming. I appreciate that a lot. So they want to bring what they could not achieve in the last 60 years, what they could not achieve in the last 61 years, what they are now claiming that they want to do it again. Let me ask this president and his accomplices. In the last 60 years, where were they? Where were they when people were dying of hunger and starvation? In the last 60 years, people are dying from mosquito bite. In the last 60 years, people are dying from typhoid. In the last 60 years, many evil things have been happening in the damnable Zoological Republic. In the last 60 years, the rich is getting richer. In the past 60 years, the poor are getting poorer. What are you going to? The wise people say that at 40 is forever. And yet you are promising people. You want to make sure you bring equity, justice, fairness. The problem that these politicians they have is that these politicians they believe that they will lie to the next generation. They keep repeating the same thing, they keep repeating the same lies, and you keep buying it. That is why so many of you might be on the road celebrating Nigeria at 60. That is the reason why so many of you will be saying Independence Day, or do you call it Children's Day? What do you call it? That is why a lot of you will be carried away and many of you will fall today as well. You are celebrating the damnable contraption at 61. What are you going to celebrate this for? What exactly will you say that you are celebrating? What exactly are you going to say that this at 61 has impacted in your life other than suffering? Other than suffering, hunger, starvation, unemployment, inequality, nepotism. Those are the only thing that this at 61 has done for you. These are the only thing that Nigeria at 60 has given you. And yet you keep promoting it. And yet you keep championing Nigeria at 60. And this lifeless president is standing in podium telling you that Nigeria at 60, that they will bring equity, they will bring fairness. And those of you in the north, you are going to believe this crap. Those of you in the north that are dying, that you have been running away from your homes, you still going to believe this crap. The only thing that people you need to do for yourself is to catch or wake up, because what you did wrong is that you left the real fight and you are fighting the wrong fight. And these people they keep telling you that you are their number that they are boosting with. It's only you that is their number that they are boosting with. The forces are only 2 million. If they're even up to 2 million. And they keep telling the whole Nigeria that they are the majority and the rest of you are minority. Okay, let's say now those governors in the south that are clamoring for 2023 presidency. Let's say there is a free and fair election for the first time in the history of the damnable Zoological Republic. Let's say there is a free and fair election for the first time. Let us just say agree that there is free and fair election. And these people, they have overtaken the Hausas. They have they are colonizing the Hausas and make them their number and call them their number, and they tell you they are majority. Okay, in the south, people in the south, you still want presidency right down from the Oduduwa nation, which is southwest as they call it. So from the southeast, you still want presidency. You've been marginalized. Even in the last 61 years, you've been marginalized because no president from the eastern region ever made it and finished their tenure. So either they get killed or a coup is planned. So you have never become a president. People from the East, you people from the East would like to vote the people from the East, and the South would like to vote from people from the South, and the Northwest is voting for the Fulani that they will present to you, and the Northeast is going to be voting for the Fulani that they will present to you. Hausas are going to be voting for the Fulani. Fulanis are going to be voting for the Fulani. Boko Haram is going to be voting for the Fulani. Bandits are going to be voting, even the ones that are going to troop into the country with some of Dangote's truck are still going to be voting for the Fulani. And you are there clamoring for presidency 2023. That's the reason why you don't understand that people are dying in your community, or people are dying in your constituency. And you believe that this power will ever shift. Them knowing that their agenda 2021 was to Fulanize the country. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was called the only problem that this Fulani government have in the zoological republic called Nigeria? Did you ever care to ask yourself, why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the biggest problem they have? I am asking you the northern Nigeria. I am asking you the middle belt. I am asking you the southwest. I am asking you the south, so-called south. Have you ever asked yourself, why is it that Nigeria see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the biggest threat that they ever had? When Boko Haram is ravaging and ransacking the community in Zamfara state, when bandit is ransacking and destroying everything in the Kaduna state, when Erufai is requesting for 148 billion or 1.4 billion, whichever one is requesting to use it to bring security to the Fulani bandits, to bring education to the Fulani bandit. You want to educate your bandit. You want to educate your terrorist. These are what you are paying your tax for. These are where your oil, the resources that they are actualizing from your land. This is where it is going. This is where the loans that they are going to be taking, where they are going to be taking it to. You need to understand that Nigeria is no longer there. Aso Rock is empty. Nigeria is an autopilot. Whatever they are doing is just to camouflage, to make sure that they continue with this lie of imposter being your president. Listen to the imposter yourself. Let's listen to this imposter.
Our diversity. Appreciate our individual and collective role in nation building and forging ahead as a people with a common vision as a strong and indivisible nation. For me, this is the key message of Nigeria's activities. Today's event is anchored on the importance of our discovering our great nation together and not discovering it in our individual spaces as we are wont to do. I am sure some of us have gone through various stands at this venue, and as we went through
your great nation together,
Nigeria Pavilion, we must have been struck with not only
your great nation together indeed,
but also the intensity of the common sense running through our culture. As we all march towards building the Nigeria of our dreams, government will continue to provide an enabling environment for citizens to achieve their dreams while we count on our support to make Nigeria a better place for all. We must all come together to propagate a new and positive narrative that Nigeria is ready to harness her own resources to become a global player in commerce, governance, arts, sports, and other fields of endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen,
we want you all to come together to make Nigeria one. They want you all to come together to make Nigeria one. But all these years, they have been killing you. All these years, for the past 61 years, you have been marginalized. People have died because of hunger and starvation. People were suffering because of one thing or the other. People have died because of mosquito bites. Low, very, very poor infrastructure. Zero budget towards infrastructural development. Is it 2% or 5% towards hospital, towards medical care? This same government in the last 60 years, they never had something to their own. They never had something to say that they have achieved after the independence or after the colonial left the country. What exactly are they going to say to their people or the kids that are growing? In the last 61 years, Mr. Buhari, you were president in the early 90s or 60s or whenever. You've been president before. You are president again in 21st century. You are president. What have you achieved? What are you going to tell your kids? Even though that your kids are in abroad doing their things, even though your kids are living fine because you have been stealing from others, you have been stealing from the common man to make your life and your life of your children good. Any other thing does not matter. Every other life does not matter. The only life that matters is your children. Now, because people are now believing in self-determination and there are separatist movement. That is the reason why you are calling for people to let us come together. But your people, your Fulani are there, your Fulani are there saying that the South must not talk about power shift. They say that themselves that they are marginalized. And this is not sinking of these your politicians in the South because they believe that there is magic. The same thing way it is not sinking in the ears of politicians in Anambra State that there will be no election in Anambra State. It is not sinking in. That's the reason why they keep doing what they are doing. Because they believe that they will always have their way to do whatever they want. But they are not realizing there is time for everything. They don't realize that there is time for everything. And their time is over. That is the time now. Their time is over. And now that their time is over, this is the time of the Chukwu Okike Abiama, the Biafra. And that is the reason why the answer we are going to give, the only compromise we will accept to make with this damnable zoological republic called Nigeria is referendum. It is only referendum. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that it is referendum, it is freedom or we all fall. It is freedom or we all fall. Because for those of you who are going to collect bribe, if you collect bribe and jeopardize the actualization of Biafra, you are still going to fall. You will be the first to fall. You are definitely going to fall because you are betraying the movement. The first time, the very first day you are going to have the thought of betraying the movement, you are a goner. The very first day you are going to think about collecting money from Ifeanyi Uba, the first day you are going to be thinking about collecting money from Andy Uba, you are a goner. Nigeria at 60 have not been working. That is the reason why we massacred people in Obibo. And today he's preaching that Nigeria is not working. So they used him. After they used him to kill people, this is today that Wike is realizing that Nigeria at 60 is not working, that nothing is working, that they only go to bow down to Miyetti Allah. They only go to bow down to Miyetti Allah for their own selfish benefit, their own selfish fit, because they are not doing anything to represent you, and they never have any agenda to represent you. In case if you are not aware of that, they never have any agenda to represent you. The agenda that these people ever had is the agenda to make you to be there. That when they are throwing Indomie, wrapped in a stupid local last brand of wrapper, and be throwing to you from that truck, and you believe they are doing you a favor. They are insulting you. If you are not aware of that, they are actually insulting you. They are not even doing anything for you. Because if you understand that they are right that have been taken away from you by these people, if you understand that exactly what these people are stealing from you, you will never ever pay attention. You will never ever pay attention to anything that's coming out of the mouth of these politicians. When you see them, you're supposed to start hunting them, because they owe you. These politicians owes you big time. And when you are sitting at home, they are coming to tell you they know what to do. The only thing they are going to do is to take money to bribe you. That is the only thing that they want to do. It is to take money and bribe some of you. Okay, let's say they achieve bribing some of you. If they achieve bribing some of you, what about the rest of you? If they bribe you today, what about tomorrow? Because they will keep bribing, keep bribing. What about tomorrow? What is going to bring? That is one thing that is a big limitation to a black man. Because a black man think about today, I don't think about future. And that is what makes you different from a white man from Europe. A white man from Europe, they plan for their 4th generation. One man, 4 generation. That is the reason why they always have a generational wealth. And that is the reason why they can never go wrong. That is the reason why they will never lag or lag behind, except if they start bombing themselves, which they are going to start soon because of the wickedness in them, because they never loved any other nation except themselves. So that is the only reason why the anger of God is going to rise up against them, fighting one another, because they've been fighting me and you, and they've been placing me and you under the enclave of neo-colonialism. And we've been the one promoting it. We've been the one recolonizing our generation. And that is the reason why you find some people, when you plan to do something that is going to plan things that is going to help the struggle, trying to achieve a freedom for everybody, then few people will now make sure, just because they are benefiting from what is killing you, they are benefiting from what is making you starve, they're benefiting from what is making you sick, they are benefiting from what is making you sleep in a flooded house or in a flooded homes. They are benefiting from that. That is the reason why they will never ever condemn the atrocities that is being in Nigeria. Continue to listen to Mr. Imposter in Aso Rock.
Gives me a great deal of comfort that no matter the challenges we face, as we go through the nation building process, we would always come out better. Nigeria is undoubtedly a blessed nation with abundant human and natural resources underpinned by a very rich socio-cultural diversity which needs to be positively harnessed to forge a greater Nigeria. For this diversity to translate into positive gains that would ensure an inclusive religious leaders.
Did I overheard him say Nigeria is a blessed nation? A blessed nation that is cursed by you people. A blessed nation with an imposter called president. A blessed nation when you want to do your medical checkup, you have to enter a plane and fly to your colonialist, your master who subjected you to what you are today. You have the audacity to say that Nigeria is a blessed nation. Are you listening to these people? Nigeria is a blessed nation. A blessed nation indeed. Let's keep listening.
Senior government officials, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm very delighted to be addressing you today as we conclude the activities marking our 60th anniversary celebration nation. Looking at the activities lined up for today's event gives me a great deal of comfort that no matter the challenges we face, as we go through the nation building, we would always come out better. It's undoubtedly a blessed nation with abundant human and natural resources underpinned by a very rich socio-cultural diversity which needs to be positively harnessed to forge a greater Nigeria. For this diversity to translate into positive gains that would ensure an inclusive, equitable, and sustainable growth requires that we Nigerians consistently embrace the ethics and values that unite us in spite of our diversity. Appreciate our individual and collective role in nation building and forging ahead as a people with a common vision as a strong and indivisible nation. For me, this is the key message of Nigeria's activities. Today's event is anchored on the importance of our discovering our great nation together and not discovering it in our individual spaces as we are wont to do. I am sure some of us have gone through various stands at this venue, and as we went through the Discover Nigeria, we must have been struck with not only the beauty, but also the intensity of the common strands running through our culture. As we all march towards building the Nigeria of our dreams, government will continue to provide an enabling environment for citizens to achieve their dreams while we count on our support to make Nigeria a better place.
You all march towards building the Nigeria of your dreams. That's what he's saying. As you all march building the Nigeria of dreams, that's where I want to come. from. That is why I want to pick up from. He is talking about you marching forward towards building the Nigeria of your dream. Are you listening? You could not build the Nigeria of your dream since 1960. Brought in the same insecurity in 1960. You could not build the Nigeria of your dream after 1967, after 1968, when the war ended. You not build the Nigeria of your dream. Here, this is 2021, and you want to march towards building Nigeria of your dreams. Because so many of you who are the politicians today, that are also relying on this imposter's lie, or relying on this lie, I want to remind you that this imposterous lie that you guys are creating is going to swallow all of you. When one man cook a food for a lot of people, it will not be enough. But when a lot of people cook for one man, that man will not be enough. You believe you have, which I know you don't even have up to 200,000 soldiers put together that is at your command. Them. That's the reason you're doing as you please. That's the reason why you are doing as you wish. Believing that these people, that their life does not, these people, they are nothing less than animal. That is the same reason why you guys are doing as you please. You were able to lock people down during the COVID-19 lockdown. The palliative were hidden, and you say, let us work together towards achieving the contraption of your dream. Do you know that you are a subject to British? You are a subject to the British. That is what you are. And you are proud to say it's the 1-year-old to Nigeria. You are a subject to a white man from Europe who is already gone, dead and gone. You are still a subject to them. The creator of Niger company. They created a Niger company in 1914. Niger company was the biggest slave company. In the last century, they were the biggest slave company because they found the biggest slaves in sub-Saharan, and they found the most helpful slaves to them in sub-Saharan. That's the reason why they were the biggest nigger company in the world during the time of slave era. Come 1914, they decided to make this company a nation. They decided to take away the name that God called you as a nation. They decided to bring you together to take you away from what God sees you as. They decided to make sure that they bring water and oil to join together. That it will never work. That is the reason why Nigeria is created in 1914. Because they knew that the colonization was the agenda. Okay, let me tell you a little bit of secret today. Maybe you haven't heard that part of the history. Because what they have scrapped away your history in your curriculum. They have bring in the one they handed over to your ancestors, over to you. And they are teaching you at school that you will never be able to trace back your origin, to trace back of whom you are. or go back to the past to know where your problem began or how you are going to solve this almighty mess you found yourself into. Let me a little bit of story. Before the British came here. Okay, let's say in the year in is it 635 or 25 AD, after the death of Christ. During the time of the Vikings invasion, there is something I want to tell you about. During the time of Vikings invasion, the Fulanese were invading the area in that sub-Saharan, which is called Nigeria. They were invading the north part of Nigeria. They were fighting with the Hausas, the real pharaohs, who found their refuge after their homes was invaded in the so-called Middle East today. So the Fulanese were trying to come in. They will go through the north. From the north, they are coming to the south, to the east. They wanted to take over the Nigeria, just like they want to colonize the country right now. They wanted to take over the country right now, that time. They were doing it. The Hausas were forming resistance. The Hausas were fighting back. They were fighting. That is the reason why they cleave to Hausa people, because it's been so long years ago, after Christ, 625 AD after Christ. That was when they started invading that damnable northern Nigeria. That is the reason why today you hear about Hausa Fulani, because they fought each other. They were fighting each other. They wanted to come in to take over the land because they were the wanderers, and they are related to the people who took over the Middle East. Then they had the same agenda: Islamization of the world. This was their agenda: Islamization of the world. They want to Islamize an Islam. They want to Islamize a Christian. They want to Islamize a pagan. They want to Islamize everybody. Everything in the world must be Islam. They read their Quran, they turn it upside. They use the Quran to do their evil. So that is exactly the same reason why they were coming into the north. That is the same reason why the Hausas became Islam. Because they had their own religion. They had their own Egyptology. They have their own Egyptian religion. And today it is being scrapped out of their lives, out of their history. Do you know, guess what? When the British were coming, they met these Fulanese fighting with Hausas in the north. It was British that stopped Fulani in the north. It was British that stopped Fulani from coming to the south. Guess what was the catch? They did not stop Fulani from coming to the north, to the south, just because they wanted to stop Fulani. And they did not stop Fulani just because they care about the south. They stopped the Fulanese from invading the south, and they stopped them in the north, and they had a meeting. They had a meeting. If you think about Queen of England, how many times he's visited Nigeria, did he ever come to this? Did she ever come to the south? That's what you need to answer yourself. Maybe you might correct me if my memory does not sound me right. Did Queen of England ever come to the southern part of Nigeria? He always end in the north, where he will have some meeting with the Miyetti Allah. So that is exactly the reason why they came, they saw Fulani, they started fighting each other because they had one agenda. they have a common agenda. Because they started fighting each other until they came to a conclusion, because brought throw up a suggestion. It is Nigeria at 61. That is the reason why when you hear this history, it will be able to sink into your brain. And when you are here, try to invite other people to join to hear this God of freedom. Because it is only through them that you are going to be free. It is only through this gospel that you are going to realize that you've been wallowing in your ignorance. They stopped them there. They fought them there. They had agreement. They had arrangement there. Why are we killing ourselves when we have the same agenda? Why don't we find a common ground to achieve this agenda together? The British colony met with the Mieti Allah, the leader of the Fulani, and they discuss, why are we killing each other? Let us have agreement. You are going to be taking over these nations. Take over the nation. All we need to do, we need something from this nation, and that thing we are going to achieve it together. That is the reason why, that is how they, when the British explored the whole area of the old area of that place in sub-Saharan, they explored the whole area with the Fulanese. And they came. It took them so many years to manipulate the Biafrans. They struggled with the Yoruba nation as well. Did not give in to their, but at the end of the day, the compromise set of individual will always sell out few people, just like these people who are your leaders. They sold out. That was what happened. They sold out. How many of them signed the amalgamation paper? How many of them? There were not even more than 12 of them who signed the amalgamation paper. And they had the arrangement, they had agreement on behalf when you were not yet born. They had this arrangement that you are going to be suffering generation to generation. That is the reason why the same people who have been the leader from 1967, from 1960, are still the same leader. They tell you that was the military regime. This is a civilian regime. Then when they come out of military, they become a leader again, or their children are coming to become a leader. So that is when they are actually got what they want, or what they wanted. They saw, because when they had the arrangement and achieved Hausa land, the north, they made this arrangement, they achieved them their subject, the Hausas in the north. When they make them their subject, then they saw that there is no much resources. They did not discover much resources in the Hausa land. And now, due to there is no much resources, there is now a budget deficit, because remember now, Hausa land was catering for two extra nations, Britain and the Fulani, which brought the budget deficit. That is the reason why, because they were there, operate from the Hausa land, the north, towards the south, the south. They go to southwest, they do their thing. They go to southeast, they do their thing. The leaders in the southwest eventually sold out. The leaders in the southeast, after 30 years, sold out. The Benin Kingdom was overpowered. because they were sellout as well at that side. So at the end of the day, they saw that the only way to solve this budget deficit, because now the North is under a financial constraint, they are catering from two extra nations, British and Fulani, is the amalgamation. They knew that even though that this nation, these people were a nation of its own, they don't get along with each other. They don't ever get along with each other. The only way they get they will be able to act with each other is through trade, businesses. That is the only thing that brings them together. Businesses. You pay, you trade by I barter, you go. You trade, I barter, you go. That is the only thing that brings them together. Meanwhile, there was no currency. But there is nothing much there with the South. That was the budget deficit. They decided to say, let us of bringing oil and water together. The same thing they did in Afghanistan so many years ago. This is the same thing that hunted Afghanistan to the Taliban takeover. That is exactly the same thing they did there. And that is the reason why they brought you guys together to solve the budget deficit in the North. And now they said to Fulani, we are going to give you the power. We are going to make you the leader of these people. We are going to give you a gun, give you a knife, because Fulani were having only arrows. British came with double barrel. Even though Hausas were having also guns, because ancient civilization of Egypt, Hausas were civilized, but they were taken over by Fulani Janjaweed. That is the reason why they are not paying attention today. Those who are civilized people. So when they took over places, they gave Fulani guns, they gave Fulani everything. They made Fulani the powerhouse, or the power of Nigeria, the power of the amalgamation. Because what they came to do in Africa were the slave traders. Before they discover the things that they've discovered, which made these are these resources that we find in Africa that make the slave era to end. The resources of Africa was replaced by the slave trade, of slave trading. Because even during the time of slavery, it is like trade by barter. You give me slave, I give you gold. You give me slave, I give you what I have. That was how it was. There was no this currency, money, or this nonsense. So when they discovered the resources that we are trading in Africa, they decided that they are going to do everything they have or they can to be in control of these resources. And they did whatever they could, and they took over the resources. That's why slavery ended so in that year or so quick, because it was supposed to be on even now, but the resources that is coming out of your soil replaced it. That is the reason why whenever you want to achieve your independence in the hands of the Europeans, they must arrest your leader first. The only reason why they are arresting your leader first is there is a process that they undergo inside the custody, these processes they undergo inside the custody is number one, they will bring something called psychological destruction. They will punish you. They will do everything to break you. When they break you, that you will believe that you don't have a choice than to give in to their demand. They will break you psychologically. They will break you physically. They will do everything. They will even present to you that your people have turned back on you, that they can make you the greatest amongst your people. They will let your name to be heard in the whole world, and you will agree to their terms and conditions. That is the reason why we are under neo-colonialism. That's the reason why we are under neo-colonialism. The same thing they did to Nelson Mandela. The same thing they did to Nnamdi Azikiwe. The same thing they did to all these freedom fighters. These are the things. The reason why they will always, the reason why they have abducted Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because they could not arrest him. And they abducted him, trying to do psychological breakdown to him, trying to reform him, because there is a process that they go, because the mastermind of this abduction of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is Britain, because they believe that their rule of engagement, or the way they operate that time, is still going to work this time. The process Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is undergoing right now is a process of reformation, process of destruction psychologically. They will drain you psychologically, emotionally. They will drain you. When you wake up, you see only 4 walls without seeing people. They will isolate you from people. You see where they took Nelson Mandela and Robben Island. You must go to jail before you will achieve your independence. And the result of the jail time will determine if you are going to achieve your independence. But guess what? They don't understand that this time around is not 100 AD. It is not 65 AD. It's no longer that time. This generation is the 4th generation after. That is the reason why they must release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu at all cost. Those who died in prison, those who were fighting for freedom and died in prison, those were the people who refused to be compromised. Those who were the people who refused to sell out. But that was then. No longer this time. The computer age, the computer era, the era of artificial intelligence, the era of 4IR, 4th Industrial Revolution. This is not that era, because this era right now is the era where we are going to gain our independence. Is the era of independence. That is the reason why they cannot go through Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why the 4 walls of DSS is not going to be able to hold him for so long. And that is the same reason why you need to demand for his release, not to come to court. Him coming to court is inconsequential. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu appearing in court is really inconsequential. We're not talking about him coming to court. We are talking about him being released. Because they will present him to court and they will remind it. And how are they going to bring him to court? How are you going to know that he's the same Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? The way they cover him as if he's a bomb that is going to explode when he is exposed to the sun. That is how they cover him, or they mask him, taking him to court. What if it is the same thing you are going to see and you are only demanding for his appearance in court instead of demanding for his release? You need to demand that if they don't release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Biafra land, which you have access to, it is going to be shut down. Sunday Igboho is going to get a compensation for invading his house. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is serving a jail time for invading his house. He was abducted. And you are demanding for this non-judicial system to bring him to court only. They are going to mask someone and bring them to court, and they are going to cover him. You won't even be able to set your eyes on him, and they will say they brought him to court, and all these compromised news channels are going to say they brought him to court when he is there languishing, because they have nothing to present to the court of law as for what is the reason why they abducted him, or the reason why they go to extra length to have extraordinary rendition on him. Because they do not have extradition paper, or they did not have anything done inside the book. By bringing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So that is the reason why you must demand for the release, not to be brought to court. It is inconsequential to be demanding for him to be brought to court. It is not what you should be asking this colonial enclave leaders. You must ask them to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally, or you will shut down Biafra land. If those people who call themselves the Biafra leaders, the Southeast leaders, the South leaders, believe that they belong to the colonial enclave called Nigeria, if they believe that they belong to the decision making in that colonial enclave called Zoological Republic, they should, for his release, economy that is going down. It is the embezzlement that they are doing is going down. Money that they're supposed to be stealing is the one going down the drain. When Biafra land, it is the economy of the Southeast, it is the economy of the South, it is the economy of the Middle Belt, or part of Middle Belt are going to be suffering it. In case if you are not aware. Because I am not going to travel to your place, you are not going to travel to one place. You are not going to bring businesses. You cannot when there is a lockdown. Because we are going to shut down the economy of the Southeast if they are not going to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But first of all, if they don't bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we are going to shut down the economy of the Southeast. Petrol is scarce in Britain. Petrol is scarce in Britain. What if you closed all those petrol pipes or petrol lines? What if they get touched? That's what these people are not thinking about. That's what they do not know about. It is better they release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because we are not going to leave any stone unturned to make sure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released unconditionally. Because the earlier they realize it, the better for them. Let's finalize this imposter, the speech of this imposter. Let me fast track it.
Our dreams. Government will continue to provide an enabling environment for citizens to achieve their dreams, while we count on our support to make Nigeria a better place for all. We must all come together to propagate a new and positive narrative that Nigeria is ready to harness her own resources to become a global player in commerce, governance, arts, sports, and other fields of endeavor. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphasize that for the attainment of a sustainable development, unity is important. Let us unite as a nation.
Never been a global in the past 61 years.
Indivisible Nigeria. I am therefore very excited to be unveiling the book, Discover Nigeria, because it broadly makes the case why we should always be positive about our country. As I look around this hall and marvel at the scenery, I feel the more challenge to keep my word in my 2021 Democracy Day speech. My commitment to bequeathing a sustainable democratic culture remains resolute. My pursuit of a fair society remains unshaken, and my desire to see that Nigeria remains a country for each and every one of us has never been bigger. I would like to also congratulate the Interministerial Committee of Nigeria at 60 that have put all these wonderful displays together. Finally, I wish to congratulate all the awardees of today's event and to encourage Nigerians to work hard in our respective callings to make sure that we bequeath a better country for those coming after us. This award is unique, not only to the recipients, but to the nation, as it marks a significant epoch in our history, just like the Centenary Awards. Being different from the Nigerian National Merit Award, it has given us another opportunity to encourage Nigerians that individual achievements would always be rewarded. Yes. As we close the 60th anniversary celebrations today and look forward to the beginning of a better, brighter, and great Nigeria come tomorrow, when we begin our 61st year as a nation. It is my hope that our march to unity and greatness gathers momentum. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Yeah.
So that is your president. That is your president talking about, don't forget we are home. Things are a bit weird. It's actually the first time I'm having a live broadcast at home. Today we're working from home. We are on doing the sit at home. So we must observe the sit at home. It is very, very important that we observe the sit at home. That is the only way to achieve the freedom of mankind here in Africa. When we agree together, we will work together. So that is the reason why I am sitting at home. That is the reason why I am talking to you from home. And I'm actually enjoying it. Nigeria at 61. Nigeria at 61. That they cannot even boast of a good hospital, a good road. There is nothing that they will say that they have achieved ever since the independent. from the hands of the colonialists in 1960, 1st October, as they may call it. So there is other videos that I will want to play here with you, to share with you. You have heard the president's and his demand that you should work together to make a great country called Nigeria great, or to make it greater. The same day that they are celebrating the Independence Day, so-called glorified independence, you are still a British subject. Nigeria is still a British subject. That's exactly what you are, a British subject. That is the reason why you are celebrating your independence. There is separatist movement. Look at it. Let's see the video. If you are here, invite other people to join us. Today, people are celebrating Independence Day, while others are busy separating themselves from the colonial enclave called Niger area. Don't go anywhere. I am going to bring in this video. You see, I am using a device that I am not used to use. That is the reason why I will not be able to be quick. So listen to it. Today is supposed to be the Independence Day. And look at how they're independent. That is to show you that there is nothing called That is to say that the zoo is gone. My device is getting, battery is going down. So I'm trying to bring it on. I hope you saw the video. You are celebrating Nigeria at 61. People are moving, telling the president to go. Buhari must go. If it is in an advanced country that you find this man called Buhari, you find a president that is hated by people. You find a president as such. If it is in an advanced country, do you believe that that president is still going to be there? It is only in this Islamization countries that even no matter how much you scream, no matter how much you cry, no matter what you do, that imposter, that criminal, that is placed there to steal the country, as long as he's bringing returns to his colonial masters, they will continue to exploit it. They will continue to do it because they will never change. And yet, they want you to say one Nigeria. They want you to say that everything is all right. There is a celebration in the zoo, and people are busy protesting. People are celebrating their so-called independence, while others are busy protesting. What exactly are you going to call it? People are protesting on the day of independence. And yet you believe that Nigeria is worth saving. Nigeria is not going to be saved. No one will save Nigeria because Nigeria is gone. Nigeria is gone. But we are going to have a break before we continue. Let me put one or two together, because I see we need to put one or two together before we continue. We're going to have some break. Before we continue. So we're going to continue. We'll be right back. I want to put on some things in order. I want to change my network. I was still online. One more thing. The network. So as I was saying, people are supposed to be celebrating their Independence Day as it used to be. But instead, people are locking themselves down. People are busy protesting that the president must go. This is it. People are busy protesting that the president must go, while others are locking themselves down in the house. That is how far, that is how it is been. Trying to see it from where we left off. So that is it. That is it. People are supposed to be celebrating. That is to show you how far people are going to get their freedom. They want a revolution now. They want revolution now. Those are revolution movements. Those are revolution movements. President is there, or whoever you call your president is there, promising you heaven and earth. You want to drive the agenda of making the Nigeria great again. They want to. That is what they keep saying. In the past 60 years, this is the achievement. In the past 60 years, these are the achievements. In the past 60 years, there is nothing ever good that has ever happened to the country. It is bringing an imposter to be the leader. In the past 60 years, this is the condition of police station or police quarters. In the past 60 years, you've been suffering from Fulani invasions. In the past 60 years, there is nothing ever good that is coming out of the country. And yet people want to be one Nigeria. I don't blame them. But the only thing I am blaming, or the only thing that is my problem, is them to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Not to bring him to court. We want them to release him. We don't want him to come to court only. When he come to court, they must process, and the process is released immediately. And not the order they will give and DSS will give their own, because DSS have the final say. When the court says, DSS will do what they want. When the court approves, DSS does what they want. I wonder when security agencies in a country becomes like a government or becomes like a court, they decide who they will grant amnesty. DSS are the people who have right to grant people amnesty. The only people they don't have right over is the real terrorist. Any other person, as long as you are innocent, it's only DSS. Your faith is in the hand of DSS. Your faith it lies on DSS. If DSS decide that they are going to release you, they will release you. They don't even care about your court or judiciary, because this is a banana republic. It is a lawless country. Nigeria is a lawless country. That is the reason why things are happening in that way. And you can never change it. The only thing that will make it better, is for you to leave that country and go your separate ways. When you go your separate ways, the Janjaweed, they know how to manage themselves. The South, they know how to manage themselves. Every other race and every other ethnicity in that place, they know how to manage themselves. Live and let live. If we come to the market, we become friends. That is how it should be. Because if you try to dictate for people, because that was what you've been doing in the last 60 years. That is the reason why today you are celebrating your 61 years. You are celebrating your 61 years. People are busy protesting. You are celebrating your 61 years. People are protesting for revolution. In the north, in the south, sorry, in the west, southwest, people are celebrating these people are moving and protesting for revolution while you are busy looking for celebrating independence. Celebrating independence. People are busy telling the president to go, and you are busy saying clamoring one Nigeria presidency 2023. Where are you eventually going to find this presidency 2023? Where exactly are you going to find this presidency 2023? Because people, they don't pay attention. People, they don't reason. People don't like to understand that something is expired. It is only in Africa you don't know that things has expiry date. It is only in Africa in Nigeria that you don't understand that what goes up will surely come down. It is only in Nigeria you will never understand it. Now, what goes up will eventually come down. That is why you don't know. That is why you are not aware that Nigeria has expired. That is the reason why you are not aware that that creation of the colonialist is expired, and yet you are celebrating independent. Dude, if you know what is the will be in the benefit of the people in Nigeria, is divide Nigeria now. Divide Nigeria now. That is what will be in the benefit of the people. Either you divide the country, let everybody go their separate ways. And people are very serious and loud to say that the only solution to their problem is referendum. And that referendum is the only thing that Biafrans are ready to hear. There will be no election in Anambra State. Sit at home Monday and Friday. If they are running quick to say that the IPOB have cancelled sit at home, that is their business. Then there is this man that I want you also to listen to. I want you also to listen to this man. While he is talking, we are going to be busy taking away the political words that he is also using, because they are all politics, and you can never change that. They are all politicians, brother. Let us listen to him in 1 second. Let's listen to him. It will be the last video we are going to play. Looks like the network is going down again. Let us see. Move this overlay.
Federal government or state government, let them ensure there is peace, equity, and justice.
Let them ensure there is peace, equity, and justice. This is what they always do every 1st October.
Be part and parcel of the union.
Every 1st October.
All the brains behind this section.
Every 1st October, this is always what they tell you.
I have a feeling, one way or the
they
other,
will never, ever tell you a different story, and you keep buying it for the last 61 years.
Rightly or wrongly, this is what they feel, and they feel that the best way is to opt out. How do we stop these succession ideas? I repeat, there must be equity.
That is the best way.
And justice. And there must be an effort to carry everybody along in the governance, in developmental, provision of infrastructure, and again in
provision of infrastructure
people into various offices. There must be equity and justice.
Are you listening?
And there should be equal.
Are you listening? They must bring you guys back. You guys have been set aside. You've been playing a second citizen or second class citizen. You've been playing a third class citizen, rather. That is the role you've been playing in this game of Nigeria because they believe that they are actually delusional. They are delusional. If they believe that all these talks are going to save Nigeria, now, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said that at the end of this journey that you are embarking on, that Somalia will be better than Nigeria. What is going on today? In Zamfara state, there is a network cut. They have switched off their telecommunication. People are dying in millions in Zamfara state. They switch off everything, claiming that they don't want the bandits to be communicating. The people cannot even access ATM to get money. How the banks are not working. Everywhere is closed. There is a lockdown actually. If the network is switched off, what else is going to be going on in this fourth industrial revolution time, in this 21st century? People cannot have access to internet. Therefore, no matter how many millions that is killed, you won't see it. You won't see it. Only the survivor will tell the story. This is exactly what they are going to do to every other northern state. Because one after another, when they take over Zamfara state, they will switch on the network. When they take over Kaduna state, they will switch on the network. If they eventually come in there and they will switch it off. When they're close to taking over the state, they switch off the network so that you will not be able to get any news coming out from that state. That is how it is. Let's pay attention to him.
Where every citizen of a country or in a state is given equal right to be part and parcel of the union. The people or the brains behind this secessionist movement have a feeling, one way or the other, they have been excluded in the scheme of things.
Have a feeling.
Rightly or wrongly, this is what they feel, and they feel that the best way is to opt out.
That is the best way, and that is the only way.
These secession ideas, I repeat, there must be equity and justice, and there must be an effort to carry everybody along.
Okay, what he is saying the correct things, but I have a question to ask him. There must be equity, there must be fairness. What is equity when you go to abduct Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya just because he is crying that his people is being marginalized? He called for restructuring, he was undermined. He called for restructuring, he was undermined until you killed thousands of Biafrans in this movement. And now you are calling for equity, fairness, and now you are calling for them to be brought back to their positions in government. Is it what you are calling for? The only language we need to hear, the only language that the Biafra is waiting to hear is nothing but a referendum. Nothing but a referendum. That is what they want to hear. Referendum or nothing.
In the governance, in developmental provision of infrastructure, and again in appointing various people into various offices. There must be justice.
Appointing various people into various offices. What about the last 60 years?
We will kill this agitation.
To kill the agitation, because the only problem they believe they have is the agitation of the secession movement. The only problem, the only challenges they believe they have is to stop the movement. They wanted to believe that they can make Nigeria better is by abducting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was not there in the year 2000. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was not here in the year 1990. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was not, there is no Mazen Nnamdi Kanu there. In the year 1980, there was no movement from him. And Nigeria is been on the same process. It's been undergoing the same poverty. It's been undergoing the same wickedness. It's been undergoing the same everything. There is nothing ever changed. The Damnable Zoological Republic. And you believe that this secession movement, once it stops, everything will be all right in Nigeria. That's what you are believing. Once the people stop, you will go back to equity, justice, fairness, and you believe it is going to be possible. What exactly is going to make it possible, if I may ask? How are you going to achieve the equity when millions have died under this contraption? When millions have died under this one Nigeria? When millions have died, are you going to compensate the families that your security agencies exterminated their own? Are you going to, how are you planning to compensate them? How? Because you don't just come to the media, you start telling people stories without even bringing any plan in place that you are making to use it to bring this equity and fairness. That is the reason why the people say that the only language they want to hear is nothing but a referendum. It's nothing but a referendum. That is the only language the people are willing to hear, a referendum. Otherwise, you can keep every other thing. You can keep every other thing to yourself. Other than referendum, you can keep any other thing to yourself. Keep your own one Nigeria to yourself. Keep your own everything to yourself. Because the people on the ground have woken up. The people on the ground have woken up, and they are not willing to go back to their slumber. And that's the reason why they want their referendum. That is the reason why they want their freedom, and their must be given to them. We must grant them their freedom. We must grant them their independence. That is the answer to all shenanigans that is being played. But while you are joining, make sure you watch the video to the end. If you are joining us now, you go begin to get the real message. It is very, very important that is involved in this movement. Understand, comes at a high price. Freedom comes at a high price that you can never achieve freedom without sacrifice. And that sacrifice is the way you are sitting at home Monday and Friday. And that sacrifice is that you are going to be willing to sacrifice everything to achieve this freedom. Because once that is the same, if you can remember the way these religious leaders preach to you about tithing and offering, when they're preaching to you about tithing and offering, they are actually preaching to you what you're supposed to be hearing at this point in time. You will sacrifice everything sacrificable to achieve this freedom. Because when you sacrifice, when you pay that sacrifice, that is the sacrifice that God understands. That is the sacrifice that God Almighty is going to understand. Because that freedom must come with a sacrifice. That is why Israelites, whenever they make a sacrifice, God does not forsake them. God always listens to them whenever they make a sacrifice. So what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice everything that is sacrificable. Are you willing to sit at home? Because the freedom will only come after you might have suffered for a while. That is the sacrifice that you are going to bring into the table. And this same sacrifice is the only thing that is going to trigger the freedom. Without those sacrifices, there is nothing that you are going to achieve. Sit at home is the best thing to do. So before we bring this program to an end, we are live and we are direct. It is 47 minutes on top of the hour, regardless of your place of domicile. We are live and we are direct. You must not relent. You must not give up on this quest of freedom. I know that Facebook is blocking us from letting our voice to be heard by people. They are still insecure because we hit the nail. Hit the hammer on top of the nail. We don't hit it on our hands. We say it as it is. I know Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released. He is indeed going to be released soon. Regardless of what you may think about it, regardless of how difficult you might understand that it is. He is going to indeed be released very soon. A lukewarm faith. So many of you who don't understand that this is a spiritual thing that we are engaging into. We are engaging into spiritual. We are not engaging into physical things, because actualization of Biafra is more spiritual than you may think. The actualization of Biafra is more spiritual than you may think. That is the reason why we must continue. That is the reason why you must never relent. Keep sharing the video. While you are joining, keep sharing the video. While you are joining, keep sharing the video, so that other people will listen and decolonize. So that other people will listen to the message and be informed. Because the most important thing you need to do for your neighbor at this critical is to give them information. Is to let them know what they are going through, is to motivate them. Is to motivate them to know that the only thing that is going to be acceptable or obtainable is only but a referendum and release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We don't want him to court alone. We want the release of Mazen Kanu, because he did not extraordinary rendition. The court must first of all ask this government how they brought the Nnamdi Kanu to the country, how they brought the person whom they want to kill by invading his house in 2017 to court. How did he appear to Nigerian court? Because that is the question the court must answer, must ask to this government, to these terrorist security operatives. If they are not terrorists, they will not go to another country. They are not even first world country to go to another country to pick up anybody they want to pick up. But I am going to leave this here. I will leave it here. Make sure you share the video. Keep sharing the video. With the help of Chukwu Kikabiama, we are going to emerge strong. With the help of Chukwu Kikabiama, we are going to emerge strong. Because what we are doing, as you can see, I am sitting at home. I am sitting at home. Maybe I will be, when I'm done with this broadcast, I will have some wine, sleep. When I wake up, I will hear the news that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is released. I will hear the news that they're discussing Biafran referendum. Because this is the only news that I keep waiting to hear. And I cannot wait to hear this news. I cannot wait to hear those news. These are the only news that I cannot wait to hear. But if you are the one who is still wallowing in your ignorance, keep wallowing in your ignorance, because we are not going to allow Anambra State to have election. There will be no election in Anambra State. There will be no election in Anambra State. Election of Biafra land ended. The election in Biafra land has ended. As you can see that the flag of that contraption called Nigeria is being taken down. It's been taken down. So there will be no election in that contraption called Nigeria. Mostly in Biafra land, there will be no election. Starting from Anambra State, there will be no election in Anambra State, no matter how much and you buy, if you buy, the way you bribed, is it you bribe who? You said you bribed. It is, you confirmed it, how he went to bribe Owazurike. How he went to bribe Owazurike. That's why when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu tell you that he is whiter than white and he is whiter than snow. You know, because they will bribe you. At some point, they are going to bring it out to the public domain that they bribed you. That is how it is, and you will become a goner in this crucial time. In this crucial time, make yourself available to be bribed. It is only God that is going to deal with you. Maybe he is going to use his angels. He is going to use his angels, who are known as the unknown gunmen, because the work of these people are actually interesting me. They are very, you try to find out what is their mission. You cannot even understand what is their mission. But I thank God for our gallant soldiers, ESN, that is protecting the land of Biafra. That's why you must support ESN, the gallant men that is protecting the land of Biafra. You must support them. But for now, from me and to you, it is good day.